This is a box here with a guide for Learn to League with the basics of Jinx. For runes and masteries. Okay, so for marks you take flat attack damage for better lane farm and better harass. For seals you take armor for the trades with the other lanes. You wanna sustain since the most incoming damage will be pure AD since you're against another AD carry. You get for glyphs, you get magic resist half the page, and the other half you get mana regen. Why? You get the magic resist to resist the burst from late game AP carries, such as anyone, because they will be hitting pretty hard, and it also works against AP junglers. And the mana regen, it's because of your Q, since your Q for Jinx is like what makes Jinx such a great champion. You need to play with her Q, and her Q when you get the rocket launcher, it drains a lot of mana, so you want to have the mana regen to sustain through lane, because if you don't run those glyphs, you'll run out of mana pretty easily and be forced to trade with your minigun, which is not the best because it lowers your range and damage. So for quittances, you take 2 life steals and 1 attack damage. Why? Because you only take 2 life steal quittances, because basically you get a Doran's Blade, so combined with the 4% life steal you'll heal about 10 HP for each basic attack. So that's pretty good for the beginning of the game. I mean, you later, if you need more, you'll get a Bam Scepter or something, and for you get another attack damage quittances, since it helps you farm a lot better. Alright, so for masteries you take 4 points Fury, 3 points on Brute Force, 1 point on Martial Mastery, 3 points on Warlord, 3 points on Devastating Strikes, 1 point on Havoc, take 1 point Butcher to farm your lane easier, 1 on Fist to sustain threat better, Executioner to deal more damage to wounded enemies, and you take Dangerous Games. This is a pretty good mastery because it gives you a nice boost after you kill someone in a team fight and you're low HP and you're about to die. Against an easy lane like Bane or Ezreal, you can take 2109 to increase your to have a small boost even harder, like the increased mana regen for your Q, the extra move speed, the lower cooldown reduction on your summoner spells, and the runic affinity, which is pretty nice with your red buff, making it longer into late game. And when you're against Harleys such as Varus, Caitlyn, or Graves constantly harassing you, take 29 0 21 20 20 21 9 0, sorry, to sustain through it better and to keep handling the constant harass. So now let's talk about Jinx abilities, starting with her passive. Get excited. Whenever a champion or a tower that Jinx has dealt damage to within the last 3 seconds is killed or destroyed, she gains 175% movement speed that decays over 4 seconds. Okay, so this ability pretty much gives you a pretty nice boost of move speed, which is really good when you're like a team fight or something, you're getting chased and you don't have any more pills and you just get a kill and run away. For her Q is Switcher. It's a toggle. When it's off, Jinx basic attacks grant bonus attack speed for 2.5 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. The stacks decay one at a time when she stops attacking with her minigun. Switching to her rocket launcher will not clear any active stacks, but they will not grant attack speed after her first attack, which means basically when you switch to rocket launcher it will grant the attack bonus speed for just the first attack. And when you switch to the rocket launcher, Jinx gains bonus attack range and deals 10% 80 bonus damage on her attacks, at the cost of mana per attack, costing 20 mana per attack. Additionally, her attacks will splash, dealing full damage to all enemies in a 150 radius area. The bonus damage to her target and the splash damage both scale additively with her critical strikes, which means you mainly get an AoE critical strike for 150 plus. If you mean you get infinity 250, 300, you deal a ton of damage. Yeah. For her W is set, having 1500 range. After a short delay, Jinx fires a shock blast that deals physical damage to the first enemy hit, also granting sight and slowing it for 2 seconds. With this ability, you can check bushes from a pretty good distance, playing safe like that. You show the bush, and it also works with Dragon and Baron to know if enemy team's doing it or not. For her E is Flame Chompers. Jinx tosses out 3 chompers that once armed explode on contact with enemy champions, dealing magic damage over 1.5 seconds to enemies within 50 unit area. The champion that sets off the chomper is also rooted the same duration. Chompers explode automatically after 5 seconds. A single champion can only set off a single chomper, but can be damaged by any number in the remain range if they remain in range. As you can see here, she tosses it, she steps on one but he can't step on the other two, and after 5 seconds they explode and deal damage over time. For her ultimate, it's Super Mega Death Rocket. Jinx fires a rocket that travels in a line, exploding on the first enemy champion hit. Enemies caught in the explosion take physical damage equal to a base amount. This amount increases over the first second the rocket travels, plus a percentage of their missing health. The primary target of the explosion takes full damage, while nearby enemies take 800% damage. So, this is a global ultimate, which, as seen here, deals not as much damage on full HP targets as it deals to low HP champions. And it also can steal dragons or barons, as seen here, when having proper wards. Alright, for item build, you'll start with a Thorn's Blade, a health pot, and a yellow trinket. And if you're struggling through lane, you have a hard matchup, you can buy another Thorn's Blade to have more stats. Rush Bloodthirster first if you have enough for a BF sword on your first trip. Great, get it. After Bloodthirster, you get Static Ship unless the enemy team has rushed a lot of armor. So you could get something like Average Blade and just leave it there and build your last Whisper and then finish up your Static Ship. After that, you can get a defensive item such as GA, or if you're really fed and the other team doesn't really have any more armor, you can get an IE for the extra boost. You'll deal a lot of damage. Also, you can get for defensive items QSS if the enemy team has strong CC or champions like Warwick or Malzahar, and they're focusing you, so you need the QSS since you have no escape. Banshee's Bale is also an option against champions like Gragas, which have has like his ultimate, which is really strong and can move you anywhere. And with Banshee spell, you kind of counter that. So yeah, also a situational item is Blade of the Ruined King. When there's champions like Shyvana, that or Mundo, which have like tons of HP and chase you to death, so you get the proc of the passive that deals percent damage for health percent damage, and the active which allows you to run from them. Well, thank you for listening to this guide, and search Learn to League for more guides. Thank you.